Hey everyone, Macy here. Just wanted to bring a conversation forward about being confident in work, yet lonely in love. And it may be lonely or awkward or how do I do this? For those of you who have felt this way, felt like, wow, I've been able to create things in other areas. What's wrong with me here? So stick around because I want to share some key tips with you on how to move through this so that you can actually have greater in all areas of your life, not just work, not just with friends or in creating a home or health with your body, but actually be able to have success in life and in love. So if we haven't met, my name is Macy Matarazzo. I am the CEO of Big Happy Love Coaching for single women and also the creator of the SuperLOVED system. And this is a proven system to help smart, single, professional women get past their barriers so that love can show up. Because when we are able to uncover what it is that kind of keeps love away, then we can actually be almost like in a different universe where we can see the opportunities and know how to receive and be able to have more connection, meaningful connections in your love life. And that's what leads us to that kind of unicorn love relationship. And I call it that because it's the kind of relationship we never thought could exist, but it does. And I know for those of you who are, experiencing success in your life and then not having it in your love life, that can be a really, really frustrating combination because you're manifesting all of these things. And yet in this one critical area that's dealing with your heart and having your special person in your life, it's not happening. So oftentimes people feel like, oh, well, all right, then maybe that's just not in the cards. And then they want to give up because when you see success in one area and it's not happening in another, then it can be really easy to conclude that then, well, I guess I should just take that off the table and give up. I'm here to share with you that if you have that desire in your heart for love, then you absolutely also have the ability to get there. So let's talk about what you may be noticing. So if you're noticing you feel confident in other areas, and then when it comes to dating, maybe it's awkward or you don't know what to do, the first thing you want to do is to acknowledge what it is that you are aware of that you would love to have. So like you would with anything in your business or at work or on a project, you would go, okay, here's what's really important, and you name it. In your love life, you want to do the same thing. You want to actually ask for it. You want to be able to say, yes, I would love to have someone in my life, and be able to acknowledge it. Oftentimes, like for me, I spent so many years having this desire in my heart, but being afraid of saying that I really want it. I didn't want to say that I really wanted it because I was so afraid of the pain of not being able to get there, not being able to create it, or feeling so heartbroken and disappointed if I never had it. But the challenge with that is if you're never actually asking for it, then it can't find you. So the first step is really being able to acknowledge your true desire and say, yeah, you know what? I do feel lonely in my love life. I would love to share my life with someone. That would be super fun for me. Then acknowledge it. Say, yes, that is true for me. And I would love that. So, number one is asking. Step two is then looking at what it is that keeps you from that. So, for example, when you are kind of noticing, okay, when I put myself out there, this is what happens. Online dating is like this. Maybe you've had some bad experiences. Oh, I always attract this kind of person. Or, I am a successful woman and I want someone who meets my caliber. I want someone who's conscious, who's loving, who, has their finances figured out, who's healthy. Like, you may have this list of all of these qualities that you're desiring in a person, and that may not feel possible. So being aware that there part of you that has decided that what you want can't possibly exist. Because if you have decided that, then that becomes a block to it. Because if you decided, okay, well, I can't have all these things, and you know what? I don't want to settle for something less. How many of us have done that before? Like, okay, well, I'll just take this person, and then you lose years of your life to that experience. How frustrating is that? So then you're not really wanting to ask for it, because you don't want to ask for it and get some bargain brand mediocre relationship that leaves you feeling drained or heartbroken in the end anyway. And maybe there's a level of this where you're like, okay, well, I really want this power partner relationship. I really want this high caliber relationship, but I'm afraid that if I get into relationship, I'm going to lose myself, or I'm going to lose some of my success. You may not be consciously saying this out loud, but be aware, does that feel true to you? Like, is there something that you sense you would lose by getting into a relationship? Maybe it's losing your freedom. Maybe it's feeling like you'll lose your independence. Maybe it feels like you'll lose control of your life. So being aware, if you have anything around that, whether it's losing something or losing years to a bad relationship again, or deciding that, well, this person doesn't exist anyway, those are some of the things that can keep us from actually attracting a great relationship. So here's another one. There may be aspects of you fearing, okay, well, if I get into a relationship, again, like there may be something like that, or there may be a feeling of, well, if I open my heart, I will get hurt. Or if I open my heart, I will end up, like, a lot of times there's past relationships that we've had that then kind of leave a trauma or pain. So being aware of that, what has happened before? Many times I meet people who have been in a great relationship and then they lost their partner to an illness or death or an accident. And then that leaves a trauma. So then until these blocks around losing your person or getting into the wrong relationship or losing yourself or thinking that what you want doesn't exist, all of these kinds of blocks are the things that become basically like a repellent to calling in the kind of relationship you want in your life. So it's really key here. So if anything that I have said has felt like, oh yeah, that's me, then that is why you may not want to dip your toe into the love space, or you may feel awkward or like you don't know what to do. So the first piece to this then is then the third piece. So we went from acknowledging and asking to being aware of what would keep you from it, what you've decided, these things that could be old pains from the past. And then the third thing is this takes learning. This takes skill. So having a healthy relationship is no different than, learning how to have a healthy relationship is no different than learning how to have a skill, become an attorney, become a doctor, become a veterinarian, become a lawyer, whatever the thing is that it took you years to learn how to do. And yet we tend to just be winging it in our dating life. So my invitation for you is to notice that and notice, okay, well, yeah, are you willing to actually learn how to do this? And for many of us, that can feel sometimes frustrating if you've been in the personal development world and doing work on different things, or maybe you've even had a therapist and worked on some of the pain from the past. But until you actually get to the specific things around love relationship and around actually developing and cultivating skills to connect and communicate and create healthy boundaries and know who's right for you. There are a lot of skills that come with having a healthy relationship. And unfortunately, we don't learn that in school. So are you open to actually just having some kindness for yourself, having some care for yourself and saying, yeah, you know what? I do want something great and I want to learn how to do that, and giving yourself that support, specific support that is needed. And then I like to think of it as kind of going back through the whole 3-step cycle. So we started with ask, and then we went to, okay, then what are those thoughts and beliefs? And then, developing those skills. So you want to go back to asking for that relationship again. And when you're asking from the place where you have that open heart in that space, then you are looking at, okay, well, what would be really fun for me? It's a completely different energy that comes from having created the space for love, being able to open your heart to love and actually knowing how to do that. Having a path to do that is going to be critical. And if you haven't seen my How to Be the CEO of Your Love Life masterclass, I really encourage you to watch that. It's a free class. There's nothing to buy at all. So I'll put the link below so that you can check it out. I've redone it recently. So if you saw it a while ago, I definitely encourage you to watch it now. But that's a really easy way to get some basic things there. But also, I'm happy to have a conversation with you. So if you are out here going, you know what, like I'm sick of really having it together in one area, and then this feels like a missing piece. I know for me, it felt like a big missing piece. Like I figured out how to buy real estate and be a landlord and have a great corporate career. And I was teaching yoga. Like I had friends and all of these great things going on in my life, and the relationship piece wasn't showing up. So that became really frustrating and profoundly painful and lonely at times, because I thought, well, if it can't happen, then I'm going to have to be lonely forever. And that's not actually true. It is about learning. It is about getting skills, and it is about getting past all of those limitations and blocks that actually will keep you single. So hopefully this is offering you some clarity. Connect with me if you'd like to know how to get there. The Super Love system is a system I've created that support people in going from single to committed love, just like that. Like, it's designed to get past those barriers. It's just designed to teach you the skills you need so that you can have love. So thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear your comments, and I hope to connect with you soon. Bye.